Hello, I'm Lucia Capacchione. Welcome to my garden in Cambria, California. We're sitting in the middle of a beautiful pine forest. I'm very fortunate to have this lovely refuge, a place to retreat, especially at a time like this when we're sheltering in place and we need to stay safe and stay home. So I'm very fortunate. I want to share with you today some activities that you can do in a journal that can help you with the kind of stress we're dealing with. Now, all of you might not have access to a beautiful place in nature like this, or even a little backyard or a terrace or a deck. If you don't, I suggest doing some collages, if you can, or even drawings, of a place that makes you feel calm. And if you have any magazines available or can even go online and find photographs like that, that would be helpful for you to really create a safe space for yourself inside your mind. And this can be very soothing and relaxing. A place that is calming, that has a sense of safety to it. If you have any kind of altars in your home or any special objects that you associate with calm, you can certainly have that in your space when you're journaling. Or if you do have a space in nature, no matter how tiny it is, I recommend it highly that you do your journaling in that kind of a space. It is important to have privacy and quiet, and I know that's not easy to come by if you're sheltering in place with a lot of other people right now. But perhaps you can negotiate a time and a space so that you can have that journaling time for yourself. And in that journaling time, there are lots of things you can do. You can draw, you can also do collage, and I'm going to share some journaling of mine that shows some of my way of expressing the chaos that we're going through right now. I did a lot of scribbling, and I had a National Geographic magazine that had an article about trash and garbage and recycling and repurposing things. And I turned it upside down and I just collaged it onto my scribbles. And the scribbling really helped me to get the feeling of living in this chaos out of my body so that I didn't carry it around as stress. And then I put some words into my collages here. Um, you know, we're finding our way into a new future. And so those words seem very appropriate. Now, this is a mask from Venice, Italy, from Carnival, but this represents to me the importance of wearing masks in public these days. And so that's become a thing. We're all doing it. And this collage just showed to me the whole experience of life being kind of split down the middle. Our old life and our new life are very different. And the words, take a trip on the wild side, because this is a pretty wild ride we're on. And I also did some collage work here with some words. Get a clear picture of the inner world. And I realized that that was what we're really all called to do right now. And I had a beautiful card sent to me when I injured my shoulder recently. And the words here were very meaningful. Time and rest, gentle healing, and a deep down, cared for feeling. I thought those were beautiful sentiments, and it was a message to me that I really needed to care for myself. We all need to care for ourselves right now. So that was a lovely expression that came to me from someone else. I also want to mention that there are exercises for just simply scribbling the chaos that's going on inside in this book, Drawing Your Stress Away. One does not have to be an artist. You don't have to have any talent or any training in art to use my journal method. We use drawing and writing. We use the non-dominant hand for drawing, and we also use it for writing it sometimes. And these journal prompts are very simple. So I know a lot of people get very intimidated when they hear anything about drawing or art, but it is not meant to intimidate you. It is meant as an invitation to learn a new language, and I consider the arts the language of emotions, and that we're learning emotional literacy. So, how do we do that? Well, one very simple way is to just allow yourself to scribble and let yourself be free enough, the way a little child is, to just scribble your feelings out. Okay? No matter what the feelings are. You can use crayons, you can use markers. These were done with markers, felt markers. But of course, you can use crayons. You can use all kinds of art materials, fat markers, thin markers, whatever works for you. And what are we doing here? We're just letting our inner feelings out on the page. This was my rendition of sheltering in place. Okay, I first did a drawing that looked sort of like a maze about what it was like to be kind of cooped up and having to stay inside all the time. And then I realized that a lot of people were doing that. And in the midst of all this chaos, we're all in our own little space. And it really helped me to visualize it in this way. And to realize, and you've heard this phrase, we're all in this together. So you've got this big sort of chaotic scribbling, tangled lines, but within all of that, we're all experiencing the same thing. So this really helped me to see it visually. There are lots of other ways in which scribbling can express what's going on. In this one, I felt like I was, in a cage, really cooped up. So you can see the bars, so to speak. And I'm kind of, you can't really see me in there, but I'm kind of hunkered down there in the corner. So you can get the idea here that there are lots of ways to express visually what we're feeling and what's going on inside. And we don't have to have any training to do this. This is what art therapy is all about, and I am an art therapist. So I bring that to journaling. It's not about making art with a capital A. I never give any concern to what the final product looks like. I'm certainly not going to exhibit these. I'm sharing them with you because I want you to see that, they're very simple and primitive. Here's another cage, a little grid, and, more people sheltering in place. So these are not meant as expressions of art, as I say, with a capital A. They're simply a way to get it out on paper. This felt very healing to me because even though I was sheltering in place here, that's what it felt like, there was a lot of light happening. And I was getting the feeling that there were good things that were going to come out of this sheltering in place. And I'm hearing that from a lot of people. So I want to thank you for being here and sharing this with me and doing your part to get through this crisis that we're all dealing with right now. Be creative. Find the true self inside through this work if you can. And then share that with others. Thank you very much for visiting me today. Really appreciate it.